Mr. Kinney?
Yes.
Ms. King?
Yes.
Ms. Cooley-Cordes?
Yes.
Mr. Sedatato?
Yes.
Ms. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mr. Budo?
Yes.
Ms. LaForgia?
Yes. Go ahead, we have a majority, we don't need Robert.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Kim Ange from Franklin Lakes. So to build upon what Joel Ange just said before me, all of the CDC recommendations and the head of the Bergen County Department of Health, who is a pastor, was pretty much in charge of all of our contact tracing and quarantining last year, and we know what that did. That was terrible for our kids, terrible for them in every way, mentally, physically, their anxiety levels. And this year, there seems to be no mandate right now for anything COVID related except for the masks, which I already spoke about before. But I want to speak about policy 8451 that is on the books, control of communicable disease. This policy has not been revised since it was created in 2013. In the Road Forward put out by the New Jersey Department of Ed and New Jersey Department of Health, there is currently no requirement or mandate for contact tracing or quarantining this year. I'm concerned specifically with paragraph 3 in the policy, which says the teacher may exclude from the classroom and the principal may exclude from the school building any student who appears to be ill or has been exposed to a communicable disease. This is essentially contact tracing and quarantining, which again is not required or mandated this school year. My other concern is that the administration has already been distributing a COVID screening form that includes wording about contact tracing and quarantining. Again, there is no state mandate or requirement for this, and there is also no Board of Ed policy for this. Yet the administration has required it. Our kids can't participate in activities if we don't sign it. So it also, this policy not being revised leaves open all kinds of interpretations by the administration. I'm not even sure, actually, at this point, who is running the ship, because we haven't heard anything from Mr. Rashika, and I understand and I wish him well. But I have sent numerous emails, made phone calls. I don't know who has given the order for these COVID forms. It's not a Board of Ed policy, okay? But the COVID form is printed on the Board of Ed letterhead. And I do have a copy of that here with my statement incorporated, so I would like to admit that into the minutes. The policy needs to be revised immediately to show that there is no contact tracing and quarantining. And we will not stand for our children being contact traced and quarantined from school, sports, and extracurricular activities again this year. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening again, Arie Daniel from Franklin Lakes. Regarding the masks, you have a very great opportunity here to prove leadership and to show your constituents that you really care about their children. I think there were a nice couple here that talked about special ed and emotional learning. I kind of wonder how this emotional sensitivity comes with mask on your face for a full day. It's very interesting to me. Another thing about the mask. Nobody tells people who wants to wear one not to wear one. Be my guest. Come with a scuba diving gear or with an astronaut suit and just make sure your ears are open to learn what they teach you at school. Don't tell people what to do. Don't step into the parents' place. That's what you're doing with curriculum. That's what you're doing with medical. Stay away. Focus on education. Focus on geography. Focus on mathematics. Focus on English. It's very interesting that it's a long synonym or something that the only place that this school district is not great is in math and science, and yet you sprinkle diversity and equity and inclusion. It's mind-blowing to me because it actually every minute here replaces another minute. So think about it for a second. Okay, think about what are you doing here? What are you telling the children? Lastly, and I feel very hard to say it, but Ms. King mentioned Mr. Weasel about not being neutral. Don't be neutral. Speak up against the mask. Speak up against what is taught to our kids, which is a disaster, instead of what's supposed to be taught. This is not being neutral. And lastly, shame on you for pulling out the Jew card. That's nasty.
Sherry, Franklin Lake. I'm going to leave off where I got cut off. As the,
Mrs. King, please, do not address the public.
she's taking my time. She
You
just
said
cut in
that
10
already.
seconds of my time.
Can you put 3 minutes?
As
up?
for critical race theory, I will tell you this, it is not your job to teach our children anything but reading, writing, and arithmetic. It's not your job to preach sex preferences, gender confusion, sexual orientation, or gender swapping. I will not stand by and allow you or anyone to push forth an agenda to indoctrinate our children. I will not stand for this for one more day. I will not allow you to brainwash our children to believe they are either oppressors or oppressed. We are not a systemically racist country, and I will not allow this jargon to be pushed either. How racist is this country, really, if we just had a black Muslim president for 8 years? If we're so racist, systemically racist, how did that happen twice? Who voted for him? Funny how all of a sudden we're systemically racist. I will not allow our children to be used as political pawns for an agenda that was created by corrupt government on both sides of the political fence. Critical race theory ends now. It's time for logic and understanding of facts and truth to kick in. There are two genders. If you decide to change your gender, that's fine with me. If you decide that you want to put something on and take something off, I don't care. Don't teach it to my kids. Don't push it on my kids. I accept you for who you are. Don't make it something you're going to teach in school.
Hey, Scott Lawyer, Franklin Lakes resident. Everything she said and what Arie said. I'm just going off the cuff here because I think that there's been a lot of, division here, obviously, amongst everybody. We're talking about some issues and, the entire room is polarized. Should we wear the mask? Should we not wear the mask? Is there critical race theory in the curriculum? Is there not? I'm not a fan of the masks, okay? And as far as the masks go, I just want to ask you guys, the board, because with all the laws and everything and all the debate, the medical or the freedom, whatever it is, you guys make the decision. Personally, I don't think it's a law. I'd love to see, a lot of the parents just send the kids to school and say, the hell with this crap, disregard. Okay? But even if you're going to try, and you're going to try and mandate, what is the metric? What is the metric where we say, when do the masks come off? When? When do the masks come off? Because right now, as far as I know, COVID really isn't killing any kids. And they don't work. It's not killing kids. Okay? You got virtually 0 deaths in children. Okay? 0 transmission. CDC is saying kids don't really transmit the virus. You want to wear a mask, wear a mask. Great. Or go scuba diving, like Arie said, But there's no metric. And we're not getting any information from you guys, okay, when the masks come off. So I think you guys really have to get on the ball and at least define that and stop leaving all the parents and the kids in limbo, because it's important to them. It's important to them and they need to know.
Thank you.
I'm not done. As far as the CRT, you call it inclusiveness, inclusion, diversity. I just want to bring the entire room together for a second. I'm not fearful, okay? I don't think anybody who's coming from where I'm coming from is fearful of anything. we're all on the same side. We all love our kids. We all love each other. We have goodness in our heart. This is a good community. And to you, Mrs. King, I am also Jewish. My father's Israeli. My grandparents were all in the concentration camps. And I've seen swastikas, plenty. And I've been called, I was the only Jew growing up in my school. And I grew up in Franklin Lakes, okay? I went to Woodside. But I'm tough as nails, okay? And nothing anybody throws at me, is going to do anything. Okay? We take care of our problems on the playground.
Thank
and
you.
That's
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
Before I leave,
No, you
I know,
have to-
I know.
you have
Before
to-
I leave, I was looking for the bathroom.
No.
And there was one room that I saw there that said.
No, let the next student come.
judgmental space. No judgment space. So anyone who is.
All right. Come forward. Please. Thank you. Your turn.
Okay. Hello, my name is Connor Keykott. I'm 13. And so I would like to talk about the matter and the bill and whatever. And since I'm a kid going